Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I have to tell you this joke that Connie told us. So I think we're still losing connection. Honey says, why did the teddy bear go to the doctor?
Why did the teddy bear go to the doctor?
Yes.
I don't know. Why did he go?
Because he was stuffed.
Fabulous.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. We needed that. You know,
we needed that.
Because when we were preparing for this, we were kind of talking about how, you know, things are not seeming to go right a lot these days, right? They're just all sorts of messes going on, but we have to be able to laugh at it. And you were telling me why you do that. So Daniel Taylor is here. He's the general manager of Sports Fitness and Wellness, my mentor, my friend. He's wonderful. And when I was thinking of funny people to have on this show, Daniel was my go-to. So Daniel, tell us why you think it's important to laugh right now.
Well, first of all, because you invited me on to be funny, I'm going to be very dry and dull. Because when I'm put on the spot to be funny, that's when I'm my least funny. So I'm just preparing everyone. I'm setting the expectations low. You know, I find that to be best in general.
Perfect.
What do I do? You know, you and I were talking, and I'm a big comfort, you know, TV person. You know, I go to the classics. I grew up with my mom and I watching I Love Lucy. So whenever I'm, you know, just not feeling great or having a bad day or even just wanting to kind of tune things out, I go to Lucy. I go to the Golden Girls. You know, a little Blanche, a little Dorothy, a little Lucy.
Uh-oh. Yes.
Okay. See, again, things don't go the way we want them to, and we just have to, like, I mean, is it okay to cry? Of course. I'm not saying don't cry, because we all need to cry, but sometimes it's you know, we need to laugh. You know, we need to laugh, and that's the best way through it. I'm gonna move.
Yeah, we were talking about this, how, like, it's important to feel your feelings, right? If you are sad, if you are angry, it's important to feel those things, but it's also important to sometimes make light of situations to get you through, right? And, you know, I was telling you, like, I love when people make fun of me. I think it's hilarious. Obviously, lovingly make fun of me, right? Like, I don't really like trolls, but...
there's nothing I can find to make fun of you, though, Brett. You know, I mean, it's impossible. So
please do. I would love it.
Well, you know what? My only funny Brett. Well, not the only funny Brett thing, because you're hilarious too.
The one time I was ever funny.
The only one time you were ever funny. But the funny thing was when you came to work here at the J, you know, everyone was so afraid that you were going to take away their fun. Like, this wellness person is going to come in, and she's going to like get rid of the chocolate on my desk, and she's going to make me work out, and she's going to kill our joy. I mean, total opposite though. I mean, you definitely have enhanced our joy.
I'm a joy killer.
You really are, Brett. You know, I mean, every time I'm just having a good day, you just come along, and then my joy's gone.
I'm like, that's what they call me, like the joy killer. You know, it's funny you say that, because like I would walk through the halls and people would be like covering their plate of food when they saw me, or like turning the other way.
Right.
And
not because it wasn't kosher. It wasn't because it wasn't kosher. It was
because they were afraid that like I would judge them or something. But like, little do they know that like French fries are my soul animal, spirit animal. So, you know, I could eat like my weight in French fries. Anyways, we're not here to talk about my eating habits. So I thought we could go through a couple of boring things, because, you know, I'm a joy killer.
Come to expect, yeah.
So I wanted to tell you a couple of like facts about like why laughter is actually really important as far as wellness, and then we're gonna give some tips on how to laugh more, and then I have some jokes. Holly actually put a joke in here, so we'll start off with that, and then I'll get into the boring stuff. So Holly says, "What do you call fake spaghetti?"
What do you call it?
An impasta. I like that. It's really good. It's really good. And impasta. I'm gonna start calling people
Like,
that.
I like it.
Good. All right, so I did some research, and there's actually an anthropological reason why laughter is contagious. So that's really just a fancy way of saying we're born with it. Okay. So research suggests that humor and laughter are genetically built in to like tie us as like a social glue, right? It's even thought to have existed before humans could speak as a way to strengthen bonds. So I think that we kind of innately know this. Like, have you ever bonded with someone over like that you didn't really know, or that you weren't really close with over laughter, like over something
Yeah.
funny?
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's almost like it's like connecting through anything. It's connecting through, oh, we have a love of music, or we have a love of cooking, or we have a love something. You just know, you just click. It's an
Yeah.
instant click.
Yeah. So it's kind of
And
innate,
you may
but
have been uncomfortable with them too. Like you weren't sure how this was going to go, and then you have a
right.
shared laugh together, and then you're immediately more comfortable with them.
Right. Like you said, hopefully when I came to the J and people were frightened of me, and then realized that I actually have a sense of humor, hopefully that helped. I know that I created a lot of bonds with people at the J,
So,
through just
so you
fun.
think.
So I think. I don't know what's going on behind my back, but people tend to laugh with me, maybe at me. But so we're getting some questions about the shirts. So Daniel, I promised people some shirts for telling jokes on here, clean jokes. So
Okay.
yes, we will get you some information after this. If you want to just send us an email, Jason, if you can put either my email or your email in there, and that way we'll get you shirts. If you tell a clean, nice, funny joke and we laugh on it, we'll get you one of our Get Wellthy shirts on here. So, okay, so not only we're born with it reason for laughter, right? There's a physiological reason why laughter is contagious. So this is going to get real boring. The sound of a chuckle triggers the premotor cortical region of your brain. Do you know where that is?
No.
It's
That's
what I like to call the front.
the front. Okay. See,
Front.
even I can understand that. Front.
Yes.
This
Yes.
thing. Okay, got it. All right.
So our premotor cortical region of our brain is our part of our brain that's responsible for a lot of things, mostly like moving facial muscles that correspond with sound. It's also part of our like logical thinking. So, I talk about a lot of this in mindfulness too. When we are stressed out, our amygdala, which is our fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain, is really activated, and our premotor cortical region, front, is not. Right? So, the front, right? So that part of our brain actually helps trigger the idea of like contagious laughter, which is kind of cool. And then I told people at the beginning, there's this video that I showed in my webinar about if you Google like contagious laughter on a subway, there's this video of a guy going onto the subway and he starts like laughing, and then he starts hysterically laughing, and then by the end, everyone on the subway is hysterically laughing. And so again, we know this. Like if I sat on here and just really laughed at myself, I'm sure everyone else would laugh as well.
Probably. But no, that it's very true. Like, and in the most inappropriate places, it'll happen as well. Because, growing up, we would go to church. My mom would take me and my cousin, Nikki, who's her birthday today. We would go to church. And of course, you're not supposed to, you go to temple, you go to church, you're not supposed to laugh. If the preacher or the rabbi, someone's, they're doing their thing, that's not the time to laugh. But of course, we'd find something. And she had a contagious giggle. She'd start giggling, then I'd start giggling. Then we'd both be sitting there with our shoulders just, shaking because we're laughing. And then my mom would be trying to get us to stop.
Yeah.
And then she would start, and then we'd all be sitting there laughing. I'm surprised that they were just like, Mrs. Taylor, can you please just, we appreciate that you come and everything, but just donate the money and just not come from now on because your family's really disruptive. But it's true. I mean, it's very contagious, and then you can't stop, and I'll get into other people. They'll just make me laugh, and I just know immediately it's gonna be to where I can't breathe. I'm laughing so hard, I'm not gonna be able to take a breath.
Yeah, And so that kind of laughter, like that kind of like belly laughing and like contagious, not being able to stop. So there are some physiological reasons we do that, right? Anthropological reasons we do that, but there's actually health benefits to that. So it's not only fun to do, and like I like to envision that it helps me build my 6-pack of abs, which I don't have. But there's actually benefits to it. So there's on Baylor, there's a scrubbing in article that talks about the benefits. Also, my article about laughter as medicine is hopefully going to be posted on there soon, so I'm excited. But so they say that laughter enhances oxygen intake. Obviously, we're breathing heavier, right? Which stimulates the lungs, heart, and muscles, and increases the release of endorphins, which is our happy hormone, right? So that actually boosts our immune system. So it also relieves tension and stress, has shown to help decrease depression, anxiety, and even productivity. So, that's why things like, I know at the J we have that laughter yoga class, right, that Chinook teaches. That's why those kind of things are really important.
Yeah.
And I think they also help like create this culture of wellness, because we are laughing, bonding with each other. We're also helping boost our immune systems, which is really important. So the boring stuff out of the way.
It's true. And I mean, if you're having if I'm having a moment, we're going to call it a moment at work, and I step outside of my office and I'm talking to Tanya or Josh or someone, in the office, as they are right there, they of course, have to endure my sense of humor. But if I get a laugh in or something like that, it immediately, as you said, it's the endorphin release. You feel better.
Yep.
You can go back on with the rest of your day,
Right.
And tackle the remaining stuff that you have to deal with.
Right. And again, like, I think we all innately know these things, right? Like, we know we feel better after laughing, but there's actually some science behind it, which is
When
kind of cool.
understanding the science behind anything, just reinforces that this is what what you should be doing. It's like, oh yeah, we know like at some point someone discovered I feel better after working out. There's an endorphin release, after exercising, and it took the science, to back that up, for us to understand that it really does. There really is something there.
Right. So speaking of science, I have some tips to have more ha-has. There's no science behind these because I am not a scientist. These are just my suggestions. So I'm going to tell them to you, and you can tell me what you think of them, all of you. And if you have any other suggestions, let us know. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, if you tell us a clean joke, or if you tell us some suggestions on how to get some more ha-has in your day, we will gift you one of our Get Wellthy shirts. I did not run that by Daniel before we started this. So,
well, that wouldn't be the first time, Brad, but I guess it's fine. I think we can do it.
We will also gift you a puppy. I'm just kidding. Nope, no puppy.
No.
No puppy. No puppy. Definitely not approved. Okay, so my biggest suggestion is laugh at yourself, right? So like I said, like I love when people poke fun at me. I think it's hilarious. In this webinar I did, I actually posted some like ridiculous pictures of myself. One of like when I was in 4th grade, and I had a very mismatched outfit and like big globe earrings, and my hair was like on the side, like my mom used to tease it, and I had curly hair, so I was obviously popular. Very popular.
There's nothing that you could show me that you would have that wouldn't be worse than mine. So,
ooh,
I mean,
I like this challenge.
Oh, I will challenge. I will take. I was a cute kid up until a certain point, and then it just all went south for me for quite a while. It was just the awkward years, we call them.
I love the awkward years. Okay, we're gonna have to see these pictures, obviously.
Yeah. I was clearly very popular too. I mean, but beside, between sitting in my room watching Star Trek, or like whatever else nerdy that I was doing, that was my life. So
yes.
I mean, but it gives you a sense of humor, right? I mean,
exactly.
Kids laugh at you, you find a way to laugh back,
right.
You find a way to laugh at your own stuff, and
right.
It makes you a stronger person on the other side.
You have to be able to laugh at yourself. It's really important. If you take yourself too seriously, I don't know.
The whole
I just
the self-deprecating thing, like I said, when we were talking about this, is that I have an overinflated sense of self. I mean, my mom made sure that I just was the most special person in the universe. So I think
obviously
I think I can do anything. It's not true, but
you
I think
can,
I can.
Daniel. You can.
But in that way, at least when I make a joke about myself or recognize a flaw in myself or my character or whatever it is, I know that it's it is that it's just recognizing that we all have things that we can laugh at.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, Honey said, "Oh my gosh, you're the best mom ever. I love that." Speaking about your mom, yeah, it's true. Like we gotta not put people in a box, right? Okay. Second tip: fake it till you make it. So, if you're ever having a down day, the simple act of smiling and forcing a giggle can help turn your day around. I'm serious. So, like, try it. Like right now, cue laughter.
Yeah. Now, people that are just joining us now, I'm sure think we're even stranger than we already.
I hope they do.
Yes.
I hope they do, and I hope they laughed at that because
Yeah.
otherwise it's really awkward. But it's okay.
It may still be awkward. I don't know. I'm standing outside. People are walking by. I don't care.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So make yourself laugh. When I did this on my webinar, I was like, okay, cue laughter, and then it was just like silence, and like I didn't have someone I was interviewing, so I was like, I hope y'all are laughing.
We'll have to get Elise on here to do a performing arts, class, clinic on how to cue laughter.
Oh, that would be great.
So, another wake up and get wealthy idea, Brett.
I love that. Like how to cue human emotions. I love this. Okay, so play up the pun is my number 3. So my family is the master of puns. We have these like long text chains about like puns, and like I remember I went fishing once and my uncle like sent these like started with puns, and then we had like an hour-long conversation just in puns about fishing. And it and so they said like you beta stop and stuff like that, and so it was really funny.
I love puns.
I wish I
especially ones that are like corny and like no one else would laugh at, but they're just somehow funny anyway.
Yeah. Ella said she's laughing at her desk. Thank you, Ella. Thank you
for
tutoring us.
Yes, thanks, Ella. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I'm glad we got one.
Yeah.
Anna said she took a class once about laughter and it felt so dumb, fake laughing, but soon enough the genuine laughter comes fast and furious through the room. It's so true. Like at first you're like and then it just like comes out, and like we said before, it's a release, right?
Right. Well, it's breaking down, breaking you out of your comfort zone. Once you break through that shell. We did that an improv training, improv to improve. I'm not plugging them. It just came to my head. And the sports and
the link is below.
And it was a customer service oriented training, but it was through improv and through laughter and getting everyone to get out of their comfort zone, and everyone was tense, including me.
Right.
Everyone was tense. No one was comfortable. And through that, they, through this whole exercise, this hour-long, program, they came out, on the other side of it being way more comfortable with each other and comfortable to express.
And that's a good, thing to bring up. Like, it's a good idea to maybe notice, like, how you feel before and how you feel after a really good laugh, right? Like, are you tense before, your shoulders up? Is your neck tense? Like, are you kind of like this? And then after you laugh, how do you feel? Are you more relaxed? Like, are your facial muscles, like, I laugh sometimes where like my cheeks hurt because I've been laughing so much. So just noticing how you feel.
I know that I was tensed up before our interview, mostly because I was afraid that we would have a technological problem, and here we are.
Lo and behold.
Here I am outside of the J, outside of my office where I wasn't planning on being, but, we're here. But yeah, after we start laughing and we start, having that moment, you automatically start feeling your body, relax. It is true.
So someone said on here, go to the internet and search for giggling babies, which is so true. And that's That's another one of my tips, kind of. It's a good segue, and I did not pay them to say that. So let a preschooler explain something to you. So I have a 4-year-old, and he says the funniest things to me. And like, I remember one time he tried to convince me why like having a cookie picnic and eating cookies as fast as we could was the most best idea ever. I mean, he's not wrong, right?
Not at all.
So, so ask a preschooler like to explain something to you, like where, how the moon got to where it is, right? Like, let them explain something to you, and it's usually really funny.
Yes. Well, it's
On that note,
their perception of something that, you know,
right.
it's a very unique way of their viewpoint of looking at things or understanding things is always special.
Right. So on that same note, channel your inner child. So Daniel, did you know that the average kindergarten student laughs 300 times a day compared to the average adult who only laughs how many times do you think?
5.
Close, kind of close. That's a very optimistic view of
Wow.
of laughter. 17
Maybe
times.
I'm just above average. I don't know.
You are. So 17 times a day. So average kindergarten student 300 times a day. Us, average adult, 17. So we need to channel our inner child a little more and get a little more giggles. Hani says, ask them a recipe of something that you make, like mac and cheese, and they come up with the funniest things. It's so true. My kid made me once like a muffin made with ketchup, these like energy bars that we had, potato chips, chocolate chips, something else, and he really wanted me to eat it, and that was not happening.
One time I thought I was going to treat my mom coming home from work. You know, like my cousin and I were, you know, old enough to stay home by ourselves, but like apparently not old enough to realize that this was a stupid idea. And we got out like all the nicest like plates and stuff and dishes, and put out like whatever we found, crackers, olives, random things, but like not like it was usually hors d'oeuvres, you know, like we were being fancy and everything. But at the end of the day, all we did was make a mess. And she came home, instead of being like, "Oh, this is so amazing," she's like, really, this is not what I was.
It sounds like you were like ahead of the charcuterie board trend, though. Like
I love you know, hosting and entertaining, you know, which is very difficult during these times. But you know, even then, I've upped my skills since then, though. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have a ton of time, so I'm going to tell you my secret joke that I've been holding in.
I'm waiting.
I've way oversold this. So I'm going to tell it, and then if anyone else has jokes, put them in the chat. Again, if you tell us a joke or tell us an idea of how to get more laughter, we're going to give you a Get Wellthy shirt, not a puppy. Okay, so before I do this, I want to invite everyone to think about, maybe close your eyes, think about something that you still find funny to this day, that like maybe has stuck with you over the years. I still remember the first joke my dad ever told me, and that's the one I'm going to tell. But just think of something that is funny to you, that you remember from either being a child or something that just has always stuck with you. So take a second to do that. Jokes are so nostalgic, and I'm going to tell you my joke that my dad told me. Okay, so there was a man number one, who got on a bus and sits down and turns to man number two and says, "Excuse me, sir, but you have carrots in your ears." And the man with the carrots in his ear says, "What?" And the guy says, "You have carrots in your ears." And the guy says, "What?" And he goes, "You have carrots in your ears." And the man says, "I'm sorry, I can't understand you. I have carrots in my ears."
That is cute. That is funny.
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting that. So
thank you. So may not be the funniest joke. It may just be funny to me.
But at least you can tell them. I told you, I'm not a good joke teller. I've never been a good. If I were to remember that joke, saying it back, I would have messed up the entire punchline. You got the punchline. You got the timing. I mean, You've got it down.
But that also makes for a really funny joke when like you totally like botch it and it just makes no sense, and then you're like, what? What does that mean?
We're laughing at our incompetence. Yes.
Exactly.
That's my daily thing.
Rule number one, laugh at yourself, right? So that's my joke. Hopefully we made some of y'all laugh a little bit today. Daniel, do you have any other tips for getting some more ha-has?
I think it's just we covered a lot of it. It's trying to find opportunities to laugh. It's finding opportunities to not take yourself so seriously, not take every moment so seriously. We're in a very obviously in a serious time, and we're not making light of anything that's going on, but you have to take that moment, whether it is via watching something or talking to someone in your life that is going to make you laugh. It is important. You've proved it with science. Remember here, this front part, that it works. So I would just say it helps me get to every day. So
I'm so proud you remembered that.
That's my advice.
I feel proud. Okay, one last joke, and then we'll sign off. Again, remember, if you told us a joke on here, either send us a DM or Jason put his email in here. It's dlyken, Lyken @jccdallas.org. We'll get you a t-shirt. And join us next time. We'll be back in 2 weeks. So, Hani really likes food going to the doctor, I guess. So why did the cookie go to the doctor?
Why?
Because it was feeling crummy.
That's a good reason to go.
Food jokes are my favorite. I love food jokes. Those are really good.
That's good.
Mostly because I like food. So,
right, but I was supposed to say food, anything. We're there. Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel, thank you so much for being on here.
Thanks, Brad.
If people see you around the J, go laugh with Daniel. Tell him a joke.
Or at me.
A joke.
Right.
Yeah, or laugh at him.
Yeah.
We so appreciate your support. Keep coming back. We'll probably try to do maybe another giveaway soon. We have some fun Wake Up and Get Wellthy mugs too. So keep coming and interacting with us. We love it. We'll be back in 2 weeks, same time, 10 o'clock on Wednesday. And just start giggling.
Cue laughter.
Cue laughter and scene. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, thank y'all so much. Yes. Daniel, thank you. You're the best.
Thanks, Brad.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
As always, get Wellthy Dallas.
Get Wellthy Dallas.
Hani says, what's the email again? D as in dog, Lyken @jccdallas.org, or just DM us on Instagram.